No problem. Do you think? Oh, how you doing? Are you okay? Are you alive? I ain't got to run up.
Yeah, you good? How was work?
Yeah, trying to survive. These Caucasians trying to cough on people and things.
We live, ladies and gentlemen. King, can you do the honors?
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Link Up Podcast with hosts. We got Mr. King, Kana, Woods, Rashid,
Yo.
and Kalissa in the building. We got the full squad. And not only do we only have the full squad of the Link Up Podcast, this is also a collaboration fusion episode with another, I guess, sister podcast. You can kind of call it.
Oh, yeah, it was. Wait. I gotta go this way. Shanika, come my side. Yeah, it was. Hey, look at that. Look at the fusion. Look at that.
Are you people retarded? But anyway, we got SayLessSis here in the building. We got board members here with us. We got Lisa and Shanika right there joining us for this
Welcome, ladies.
podcast. So welcome once again, like we said before, we started going live and all of that. But welcome once again. Glad to have you here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, I think might as well we jump into it one time. So say less.
What you want to jump into?
This.
My bad. Okay, my bad. Say less, sis.
But yes,
My bad. Explain to us and everybody else how it started, and why y'all started.
Bye.
Who gonna go? You
Lisa, you
wanna
want to take this one?
I think initially it started, I went through this phase where I was like a podcast, just going through a bunch of podcasts. And as usual, I just pitch ideas off of Shanika, and I was like, hey, what do you think about a podcast, blah, blah, blah. And like everything, we started to plan it out, and this was one of the few projects that we actually like
Follow through.
follow through it.
Follow
Because
through.
like since high school and stuff, we always was like stuff such as YouTube. We wanted to start YouTube. We briefly used to make music, and I can do that in like
Lord, how you put it like that?
you name it, we was doing it. This was the first thing that we actually followed through on. And then for Christmas, Shah decided to buy a mic as a Christmas present, and then the rest is history. We decided to go through and do the podcast thing.
Okay, but then y'all had any like specific target, like okay, we want to talk about this, or we want to specific to this, or we want to like how we like y'all had an initial idea in the first place?
Bye. So ideally, we wanted to be creative. So we decided we wanted to paint while podcasting. And that wasn't a smart idea because we have like, a brain of a squirrel. So we can't really focus.
Lord, how you say it like that?
Attention span of
Honestly, like it was ridiculous. Like we used to spend the whole day recording an episode, and then just like you guys, like like dealing with the timing and everything, it just wasn't working out. So we recorded like 2 episodes before finally releasing our first one. And to answer your question, really, no, we didn't really have a target audience. We just wanted to talk, share our experiences, whatever felt like comfortable enough for us to talk about. We decided to talk about that. And that's how we kind of like get into it.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of like how we start this. So me talking, like me and Kana, it was just the two of us in the beginning, and it wasn't necessarily a whole lot of thought that went into it, or like a detailed plan regarding what we wanted specifically to talk about. We just kind of started. We knew we wanted to start the podcast. That much was clear, and like we just kind of started talking, and over time, it kind of became more or less what it is now. A lot of that was external forces, feedback. Woods joining the team, Rashid and Kalissa joining the team later. Different feedback from everywhere, from the people who listen, from people initially when we was asking them about ideas. Like, no, it's kind of different than what it was originally. But I mean,
hey, we got caught in. I mean, we had a
not to say that it's a bad thing. It just was like a.
Okay, are you? I realized I was talking for a little bit. Are you got any questions? Are you got answer, ladies yet? 'Cause I got like a whole lot. I got a lot of questions.
Oh Lord.
ready.
I feel like
Kana.
excited and you don't interject anyway, so finish up.
Wait, okay, no. I'm gonna take my time. Kalissa, you had a specific question you wanted to ask?
Sean, go ahead, because I already see how this will go.
Okay. I mean, if you're telling me. My question is, why the name SayLessSis?
Oh, ja. So we had a
Good question, Kana.
We had a listening, and we would just like Lisa said with bouncing. Now we was thinking like, okay, what kind of slangs we just use? We was trying to be creative. And then one day Lisa was like, we always just say, okay, say less. She was like, why we don't just put SayLessSis? And it had just sound cool. And yeah, that was it. We was like, okay, we're sticking to this.
Okay, because why based on y'all name, I originally thought like the original concept was to talk about or at least have topics more generated towards like the female aspect, or like female life and female issues. That's what I thought it was at the beginning. That's why I asked the question, because like it seemed that's the direction y'all wanted to go.
Not really. I think sis was a play on like our relationship as close friends, as best friends, as sisters, and also for us, sis is kind of gender neutral because we would call our guy friend sis too. So
yeah, me too.
So,
what?
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
they don't like it, but we just say it. So
fellas, I'm the only one that's confused about this.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Sometimes like when there's in the universe and you don't want to ripple anything, Just leave it.
No.
Just leave it float.
What's happening? Okay? Look, let me tell you, because like you got some of them guy friends that you're cool with and you're close with, so you're telling them a story, and it's like you're cool with them just like your girls, you know, and you don't call your girl sis, and then you know the deal, so then you just be like, yes, sis.
Exactly.
You get it. You get it.
That's it, because I just do it.
Quick man. Ain't that deep. I promise
Ain't that
you.
deep?
So what
magic
this
thing.
what this tells me?
Was I gonna leave? I gonna try to practice what you preach and just leave that one.
Yeah.
I gonna just leave that one.
Just leave it float. Leave it float.
Okay, so then again, I'm gonna ask this quick. Again, I had a lot of questions. And now you have anything else? 'Cause I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Go ahead, man.
Go through kind of do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Like we can't see the excitement in his face now. Like
Hey, I was prepared. Hey, look, right? Leave me be excited for being prepared, okay? This don't happen often. Leave me be excited.
but wait, hold up. That's why I'm telling you finish your questions, because you're gonna be real upset if one of us take one of your questions that you had there waiting.
Oh no, man. I'm gonna just reinterject
Go-
it.
So kind of what's the question?
Of us go through.
Now you see, now all this talking back and forth. I forget what I was gonna say. What I was gonna ask it just now.
Now you put on the spot.
Being prepared.
But hey, that's a little rough because I ain't want
All the
necessarily. Yeah, all the preparation gone for that. Oh, yeah, that was on stage. I have a bone to pick with all you, as a matter of fact,
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
because like Lisa, like Ari was saying in the beginning, you kind of like did a couple episodes before you put out your first one, but then y'all put out like 1-2 episodes, and then poof, you Houdini. What the fuck? People like me who was actually watching all you and looking forward to the next week's episodes was highly disappointed. So what the flying fuck?
Like,
What the Lisa?
That's what I want to do.
Wow.
honestly, life just happened.
I mean, that's
Schedule,
understandable.
work, all that good stuff, and well, don't call it good stuff, but just things was happening didn't allow us to produce as much episode as we want.
Okay. I mean, Lord, y'all could have give a ninja a memo or something.
Yeah, we learn from that, to be honest, because we tell ourselves like, we're gonna do it in season, so when we go on that break, or we're gone, and then
Okay, that's smart. That's smart. At least I know now because I ain't gonna lie. I was on this I come on this podcast self numerous times and be like, so where's SayLessSis? So where I ain't seeing no more episodes. We ain't seeing no more episodes.
Like
I
that has
think
been
all of-
something.
All of us have heard him ask this question.
This is a fact.
It has been a recurring conversation on the podcast because, like we said before, once we started doing our thing and we saw y'all join the mix, and as well as Cultivate and those on St. Martin as well, we was like, yes, this is like the resurgence, the rise of St. Martin podcasters coming into the mix, and then it's like it was disappointing to see that y'all indeed kind of all fell back a little bit.
But
Sometimes I just do it.
yeah, like y'all was saying is it is understandable. Life happens. Like we all doing this for hobby and thing. Industry, we getting paid for this, so it's thing. But for somebody who was a fan of of y'all or who still is, it was a little disappointing. It was a little disappointing.
But I mean,
And I feel all the talking.
that's cool.
What are you saying?
Shanika?
So, but I wanted to say, like in response to Sean, like seeing you guys being so consistent is actually a motivation to us to actually get back on it too, So, I appreciate that feedback because we did know we fell off, but it was like Lisa said, like life kind of hit us in a way.
Yeah, and that, at the same time, don't take me saying this in this way as in like a bad something.
Yeah.
This is just as in because. Like King was saying, we really did like the fact that they had other podcasts coming out from other St. Martiners, and
Y'all give us content, like it, in a selfish way, like to kind of make it about us for a second. Just like the more of y'all come out there in the game doing your thing, the less work we have to do because you could be like, oh, SayLessSis was talking about this, Cultivate was talking about this, they was talking about this. What do y'all as here us on the podcast? What do we think about that? Like all of this is inspiration and
not only that.
It's friendly
Our own topics is really rough. It's really rough.
Where's the Calissa?
I said no, you got us looking for our own topics and it's rough. Is really what
But no, but not only that, not only that. Going a little bit more selfish into it. It's kind of, or at least how I
We
was
like the
seeing it.
conversation.
Not only that, it's kind of, not to say competition, but it's like a driving force. Because it's like, all right, cool.
I say
This is what-
conversation.
No, but I know I said for me it's like, it's not like competition, but it's like a motivation. Because all right, cool. Let's doing this. All right, cool. Bye. We doing it like this. But I like what they're doing. Maybe we could do that better, or maybe we have another idea for this. All right, cool. Cultivate doing this. By crap. What the other one? Her name?
Jesus.
With the girls, with the women.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Over the
Let her finish. Let her finish.
Yes, let her finish.
yes.
There we
Let-
go.
let-
But yeah, cool. Let her finish
her
doing
finish.
that. So it's like, it's a whole bunch of different minds and different creatives coming together. And we see how everybody, all the podcasts was different, set up different, run different personalities. And it was cool to see, Jad, because all right, you might not want to hear the bullshit me and King talk about each week on a specific topic. But if you want to hear about hip hop and stuff like that, boom, you got Cultivate. The ladies then want to hear about other maybe more female
menstrual cups
issues.
and whatnot. If you want to hear about menstrual cups, go.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to go that.
I mean, that was
King,
one of
but
the topics.
that
I
was one
learned
of the
about menstrual cups from Let Her Finish. It was informational for me because I never really looked into menstrual cups before, and they started talking about it, and I was like, okay, now I learned something.
But you see what
I just being real. That's
shit
all.
like that, shit like that, stuff like that is what we had really liked and what we had really enjoyed from the different podcasts, especially coming from a small island like St. Martin. A lot of people don't know about podcasts still,
very
or even have the attention span to sit down for something more than 10 minutes.
that's
So it is big ups for all you for that. And what my next question is going into that is, what made y'all say that we should continue this?
Boy. I would say it was just like having a bigger vision for the platform itself, and like seeing the impact it had on people now. Because like I realized when we started, we had so many people in our DMs like, yo, you could talk about this, you could talk about that. Like they were using us as their voice to to get certain topics across. And like the feedback we used to get from a lot of people like, yo, thank you for talking about this, I also have this issue. I think just the people feedback towards us was like our motivation, like like, okay, even though we fall off, we have to get back into this, and still be a voice for our people one way or the other. And yeah, I think basically the people was our motivators.
That's dope.
To play off a question Kana had mentioned earlier, I wanted to ask, like, did y'all ever face any of those kind of struggles, like trying to convince people to listen, and then them people feeling like intimidated because they see something as like an hour, Did y'all have any of those situations and trying to get people to listen?
No.
Or people not
because
necessarily being that full?
No, because initially, like, this was our hobby, so for us it's like if we put it out and you fuck with us, but we didn't have that like, oh, we need our numbers to spike or whatever. For us it was our hobby, it was us crafting our skills. It was just a personal journey for us that we chose to put in the public.
So the numbers never really bothered y'all, like whether it's up down, numbers never really bothered y'all.
Initially, no. We were just surprised, like when we do our third episode finally randomly, that it had so many. And for us, a lot is like thirds. We're like, oh, you lot, really listening.
Yep.
So,
I just
know how that goes.
So, yeah.
Okay, but then no, I was gonna ask how y'all been like, what's the feed other, like, okay, y'all, I know you guys said just now that you've been getting stuff in your DMs and stuff like that, but is that mostly from the support from St. Martin people, or is it from like international or abroad as well?
In terms of the DMs, it's everything. For me, I got it from friends, people from St. Martin. Also, my colleagues, I'll be going around and be like, SayLessSis, I listen to your thing. Like, literally, people like, the ones you would least expect was actually like tuning into our stuff and giving feedback and giving us like props to what we're doing. So in terms of our target audience and the people that we actually get to listen to our stuff, it doesn't stop at St. Martin's.
Okay, that's good. I just asked that because me personally, and the others could tell you, and not to say I just dwell on the numbers, but if anybody gonna talk about the numbers, it gonna be me. I gonna be like, "Bye, we had this much on YouTube, we got this much many subscribers. Bye, how we gonna
This
try to
week we went up by 2.
yeah. This week we went up by 2. Watch me being all like saying like, yo, we got one more, we got one more." But so I understand exactly what you mean with that, but it's like for me, I guess I been struggling with or trying to get like how to get more people on, or how to get more people listening, or how to be more interesting, or what more people gonna listen for. So I guess that's why I asked that question. Because like maybe not the rest, but I myself, Prashan personally, try to find that like balance of myself in the podcast world. I guess you could say.
Yeah, but that's a good question. I mean, for us, we don't have like a strategic plan when it comes to like getting people. I think what I noticed just works is just being your authentic self, which I think you already have because you have a very big personality already, and you have a don't care mentality. But I think it's really just sticking to the authenticity of your brand, and I don't know, maybe you just have to maybe study more, like especially like Instagram, the logistics of Instagram, the algorithm is something maybe you could try play with to
Yeah,
see
that's actually a good idea. So
when you post videos, look at the timing, look at the people, the regions that, tune in at certain times, because that plays a role. Like we notice when we post like our pictures, our quotes, if we post it anytime before 6 o'clock, we don't get a certain number of likes. And if we aim in for a certain number of likes, we know, okay, on certain days we have to post on that day and a certain time.
yeah, we got something like that too. Shout out to Rashid. Thanks for Rashid. We get a lot better when it comes to posting and advertising and all of that. Because that definitely did play a big role where it comes to that. And then speaking of advertising, y'all have any specific like places y'all go to, or like sponsorships y'all deal with on internet, or it's just basically Lisa and Shanika?
Lisa and Shanika.
It's us. And like whenever I talk to people, I just drop it in there like, yeah, have a podcast. You just
Subtle,
yeah,
subtle.
it gotta be subtle. Like,
It just slip it in at the end of every conversation.
Exactly, and anything because like I still in school, so I'm in like in different organizations. So I just start off, talking about myself and be like, yeah, but you could learn more about me on my podcast page. And it's word of
I like the
mouth.
plugs. I like the plugs.
Yeah, that's a sick one. So
I plug yourself, so
Yeah.
But
That-
that would be rough. Like
Casually bring
if
this up conversation.
it would be rough if
Um,
like we would
did-
like tell someone to go look at us at our podcast, and then they click on the episode where we only talk about penises for like an hour.
you,
Yeah, but that one got a lot of views, so
that got the most views.
And that's probably what they're going to click. At least, sadly
Yeah.
enough, that's probably what they're going to click that episode.
Anyway, people's obsession with penis.
If they're not going straight to, I guess.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's more so that people want to hear people talk about things that people rarely talk about. You understand? They want to hear perspective, like a wild perspective on something that they can't get at any other podcast.
Yeah, I didn't really know dick was one of those topics though.
Yeah, circumcision, maybe they need the information, no?
But on that similar note, is kind of like 2 parts of question. How many episodes y'all have in total now?
That published.
Yes, that is the distinction we focus it on.
I mean,
That's in public viewing.
And that episode, technical difficulties and all that jazz, we weren't able to post it. The files get damaged, happened, this and the third. But posted, I think we have 5 episodes up.
that lot for real? Would you? Wow.
No, please turn this into a clip.
Wow, I didn't know that.
you see, and this was not my intention. Like I would just kind of gauge something like because the question. the the question I was leading up to basically was just like from the beginning, from since like all episodes that y'all put out so far, like what have things that y'all kind of picked up along the way, other than like stuff that is like algorithmically and dealing with the marketing side of things, just like I don't know, like based on you talk about something, got some feedback from the sponsor, from the listeners and stuff like that, adjustments y'all might have made depending on episodes. Like, what's some of the things that y'all learned throughout the process of the different episodes?
I think the first thing we learned was that we can multitask, so we dropped the whole painting concept and just stuck talking off, talking off of camera because initially was taping everything to put it on YouTube, and we realized that that also added pressure to our conversation somehow.
Kind of
So
fall
I
out.
decided just to sit down on the kitchen table, no camera, no pressure, the house closed, two mics, and just talk. Secondly, we got back about the time. I think our first one was pretty long. It probably went over an hour. And we decided to keep it within the time range of like 40 to 50 minutes or something like that. If I'm not mistaken. Because also a lot of people have a very short attention span. They might not be able to sit down there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So 40, 50 minutes seems to be the ideal time for people to listen to an episode.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's like you heard a little bit of some of that before we started recording. That has been a ongoing debate slash discussion back and forth thing regarding us because our very first episode, I believe, was 2 hours long. That was with Gilla, and then we had to like split it up. That's why the episode is in two parts because it's like a part A and B. But all of that, like we got a lot of kind of feedback from that, like, yo, this shit too long. I ain't not listening to all of that. Or, yo, I was done listening. The conversation seemed good, but it's just like, yo, that shit just too long. And that was something we was hearing for a long time regarding keeping it long. And it was just something that like me and Sean and different people kind of go back and forth about, like, do we shorten it and like to kind of appease people's attention span in some way when it's like, but podcasts in general are long. Like if you could go to many different podcasts you click on and it's like minimum an hour. It's like it goes upwards to 3-4 hours. The like Joe Rogan, he's do extreme stuff with his podcast. Like some episodes is 4 hours. Like who wants to listen to 4 hours of a podcast? Like I did it as well. I listened to 4 hour podcasts
Okay.
because I mean, but I don't expect everybody. I understand that not everybody wants to sit down and use 4 hours of a podcast time.
At the time.
I
But it's
mean,
just a kind of debate of, do you appease the attention span or hold true to kind of what a podcast more or less is like slightly more long form.
I think we just meet it in the middle. Are you talking? I can't see good things.
No, continue.
Yeah, we could hear you.
I think we just like meet it in the middle so we know that people have a short attention span, so we keep that in mind and then fit an appropriate amount of topics scheduled into our time frame, so to say.
Yeah.
Like I
Like really
assume
said
it's probably a
beforehand.
little easier.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's probably like a little easier with y'all because of like it's just the two of you all. It's less people that needs to give an opinion because sometimes that's why we just end up running over time because
Yep.
especially now with there being five of us, it's like everybody kind of wants to get their opinion out and talk about different things. As it's very easy to fill an hour and a half time to end up going on 2 hours and stuff like that when you got five people talking about multiple topics. Sometimes topics get very heated and it's a passionate, it's something me and Woods get stuck going back and forth forever because he don't necessarily want to give in, I don't want to give in, and we both feel like our points are right in some way. Like that's a lot of what happens over here. But I feel like y'all have a very different approach in some ways to y'all's podcast where it's more research into a certain degree. Like we just be over here bullshitting and talking out our ass to some degree.
I mean, we look
Like
into it a little bit, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we're not preaching to give out information. This is not. We read a little bit and then we give our opinion. Like if you want to learn about a topic and know that what the people are saying is 100%
it's fact.
factual, don't look at us. We are not the
But
Messiah. We're
the
not trying to
question
share the
kind of was
gospel,
getting
man.
to was like
But I think
the
we're capable.
question is like, was that by design of y'all podcast? Like, is that something intentionally y'all was like, cool, we want to be more fact based and present those type of things, or just have fun with it?
I think like what Lisa says, a balance of both. So we do research, to be honest, but it really depends on certain topics. Like our last topic where we spoke about like homosexuality, like really did research on certain terms, but also to educate ourselves, but just for people that have any other questions. And we also made it clear, like, we're not professionals in this, so if you have any other information, you could always share it with us. But I think for us, just doing the research is just to show people that we're capable of being more open-minded. We're just not limiting it to our own perception of the topic, but at the same time we still are showing our own opinion. And yeah, like,
The biggest difference between our podcast and you guys' podcast, you have a lot of different personalities and different perspectives. Whereas Shanika and I agree with a lot of stuff. Yeah, 95% of the times. And we also have very similar overlapping personalities, which helps the flow of a podcast. Versus with you, I feel like a lot of the
We
times
get
you
caught up
have
sometimes, yeah.
opposing,
Yeah.
We get
no,
emotional. That's why.
exactly, very
Indeed.
invested.
But
So
but it wasn't always like that. No, I'm gonna just pop in here like
Welcome back,
I never
Kana.
left here. Um, it wasn't always like that because that is some of the feedback me and King used to get in the beginning as well. Because yeah, I mean, me and King practically grew up with each other, same neighborhood, same interests, more or less same political views, maybe
I'm
different
strengthening.
music, maybe different music likes and stuff like that. But other than that, overlying philosophies is more or less the same. So it's like we never really used to have a different of views or somebody saying something that's different. It was like, okay, King say something, but yeah, no, I agree with that too. I say something, but yeah, no, I agree with that too. So like it didn't have that. Once we introduced Lettuce Boy, then it was a whole different dynamic. You check
Let us
because
boy.
sorry.
He's a vegan. That's Woods.
our resident vegan.
oh shit, you call it by letters, boy.
Let
Yeah, we have there's carrot top, that's carrot head.
Yeah, he
Oh,
doesn't
really?
go eat a carrot whenever they really seriously.
Yo, I have the power to just cut off this whole podcast right now.
Woods has the power.
But yeah, it's only when we introduce Woods is when like it start coming with different views. And to be quite honest, I feel personally it's Woods who really like started the whole personality trend with it. Because legit Homeboy used to come with some real out of pocket sayings and shit like this out of nowhere. And I kind of feel from
Fits.
there it stemmed, and like I developed myself over after a while, and then King had his shit, and then Rashid and Kalissa come in. So like to me it's kind of not can't compare because we kind of have more personality. Like I said, we have more personalities to play off of. So like if Rashid or Callisto or if Callisto don't think of something different, we might not necessarily agree or was is it's more of a number something. But with you like Lisa was saying before, it's just two you check.
Yeah.
Sean, we just went over it.
And you acting like I wasn't missing for like
Yeah,
15 minutes.
but that why you popping and was we just went over
hey,
it.
hey, we acting like I never left, okay?
He
But
started
something.
he know what we was talking about.
But I think it's about time that we get into like the main meat or one of the main topics that I feel like we came here to discuss, and that is the Insta-Thon that has been going on lately. I guess we could say, or ended recently, because I believe the second day was the end of it. Confirm if I'm correct in saying that. Like, all
Sunday.
right, so now it's officially over. Having raised, I believe it was 1,500 y'all posted
17,
as
17 at least. 17 at least. It
I
was
saw posted
17.
15, I think.
Yeah, it was the
But
top of 500.
I don't know. Okay. And like basically like the y'all had an Insta-thon and it seemed that it was successful raising money. Can y'all like speak a little bit to like what that was, where the idea came from?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions.
Let's start
Okay,
there with what that was
so
and where the idea came from.
okay, cool. So the idea honestly came from P Diddy. Uh,
Hmm.
a day I was
The
scrolling
dance
through
band?
yes, the dance
Hmm.
thing he was doing. Um and I was like, and I don't even follow this man, but for some reason I just end up on his page and I saw he was having this whole dance-a-thon with a lot of famous people coming in, and I noticed he had a link that for whoever's watching his live that they could donate to um the COVID situation. And I don't know, it just like sparked something in me because like early in the day I was on Facebook and I was just like I was getting like frustrated with all the comments from Samaritan people, complaining about everything, and it was really getting to me. So after I see that, and then I saw like Diddy's, Insta-Thon thing, I had think about it a while, and I went to Lisa and I was like, "Yo, you think we could do something like this?" And she was like, "Yeah, why not?" And also because we are alumni of St. Dominic High School, we also had this lesson ton. I don't know if you guys like familiar with that. And they did
No.
like something. So
No.
it's like basically, so in at St. Dominic they used to do this thing called lesson ton. For 24 hours, you had to have classes, so you go to school regularly, and then those people that participate had to stay after school until the next day. I think it was 7 o'clock.
What?
And
What?
people did this willingly?
And
Yeah, and it was
like
raising
like they
funds.
paying y'all?
No, it was
You
like
get like
basically
extra credit?
raising funds.
Okay.
All right, so my next question is what kind of lunch are you was getting at STD? Because obviously they was feeding are you with something.
SDH, please.
I sorry that I old school. I old school with it. To me, St. Dominic is still STD, but I
No.
understand. I understand.
Keeping it, kind of keeping it authentic.
Ay, ay.
But how? Okay, so they had already to do that. So you get the idea from Diddy. What made how to answer? Okay, let me ask one question at a time then.
Mm.
What make Ari decide to say, all right, cool, let's do this with Samaritan people?
Why not? Why not do it with
Because
Samaritan?
okay, I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to make this sound like any type of way, but let's be real. Samaritan people not the easiest people to work with. In a group, one person maybe, and a group,
Yeah,
So I mean,
but for me, I had experience because when Hurricane Irma happened, like for
mhm.
example, I go to Haxahoka School, and just like you, I had a mentality to like coming up with like Samaritan people, like the toughest people to get along with. But I ended up working with a few Samaritan people where we did a musical chair fundraiser at Haxahoka School. We basically shut down the entire university. We raised like 3,000 plus euros. Had a half a container full of supplies that we sent back home.
What?
So, and that was all St.
Dope shit.
Martin's, people
Okay,
that
wait, wait,
didn't talk
wait,
to.
wait. I need a little bit of context with this whole event. What you mean? How you mean musical chairs? Like what y'all like everybody were just beefing with
Musical,
each other, or what was
no,
going
no.
on?
We in the center of our school, we had musical chairs set up, and people would pay €2 to
Wow.
participate. And we had a DJ from a local club in Den Haag that he volunteered, like his skills, his people. And he was the host for the day, and people literally do a musical chair thing for like 15 minutes, I think it was, to Martin music, to Dutch music.
What?
And yeah, that
Hmm.
was our fundraiser.
Wow, that's crazy. How many people participate in that?
I think like almost 200.
Wow.
That's dope.
So yeah,
Hey,
Big things.
Martin
Like
did
yeah,
Ari.
that.
indeed, that
Martin did
dope
that.
shit.
Respect to Ari for that for real. Okay, so that's we had kind of get a little bit sidetracked with
Yeah, yeah.
explaining with with
Yeah.
this dynamic thing.
Okay, so I
Um,
have a specific question. How did y'all compile the? How do y'all come together and decide who is going to
Mm-hmm.
perform and do fitness lessons with Akila and Kenyo singing, or steel pan with Sherry Ann, or history lesson with Ralph Kantav? Like, how did y'all come together and pick these people and put
The
this
genres and the
I guess the
topics and
agenda?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, how did y'all put this agenda together?
Well, with like most things we do, we have like little meetings, brainstorming sessions, and we just literally jot down a list of names of people that we know are talented and are from St. Martin. be it that they're singing, they're dancing, they're cooking, whatever. The criteria just have to be that they're active on social media and from snapping. And then from there, you cut down, okay, this person more likely to participate, blah, blah, blah. This will make a better schedule. And then you go ahead and contact them. And then who can't do it, you go to plan B and plan C. As simple as that.
And like I will just say, like, I didn't catch the second day because that day I was working and stuff, but I'm gonna go back. I assume some of the videos still up, even though like it's not the live anymore. But I plan to go back and watch from the second day. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I watched pretty much everything from the first day, and I was like, to me, this shit is dope. The fitness with Aquila and the I'm a history person. To me, I always advocate and talk about the need for Samaritan history in particular to be taught more, that there's a lack of knowledge when it comes to Samaritan and Caribbean history for people of Samaritan. At least I can't speak to y'all because from what I've heard from different Sendamic people, the experience regarding do y'all get history and Samaritan or regional history is somewhat different depending on the teacher and thing. But I know in the Dutch system, it's like there's no real Samaritan history. It's not a focus, it's not a priority type of thing. So for me personally, I really enjoyed that one. Like Akila, I mean, she been killing stuff in terms of like at sports and athletic world for a long time. So I'm sure that one was good. I didn't watch the entire thing. I started watching it, but from what I was seeing, that was also good content. Just this is me just giving y'all props on all of the content I've seen basically, because I can't even lie, I was hating a little bit because I'm like, why did we not think of this before y'all? I can't even lie. Like there was some envy and jealousy in
no,
my heart a little bit while
no,
watching
no.
and enjoying.
What's going
I go tell. No, exactly, Kalissa. Exactly. This is what I'm going to say. I'm glad they did it because number one, somebody needed to do it.
Yeah.
Number two, St. Martin
Indeed.
artists and not just artists, St. Martin people it's themselves getting a shine and getting big up. And three, I was not doing the shit Lisa was doing. Yo, I have to big you up. You specifically. I didn't because I didn't get to see the whole second part on the Sunday because we had our thing with Gilda and we had a whole business thing. But I was like in and out. Lisa, I don't know how you went and danced with Homeboy there. I wasn't doing it. I would not be doing it. Respect to you because
Right, I see it. What he was telling you something. I was like, okay.
Lisa was like, it's the arms. I don't know what. Yo, I was dying.
He was just repeating himself the whole time. Yeah.
No, shout out to homie, but why I say respect to
Okay,
Lisa?
for those who don't know, you can provide some context because I missed
I
it.
don't
so
know who
lost.
homie is. I don't know who he is.
Talking about from Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday that passed.
Jonathan AJ. He does he's a teacher at in Bali it's called now. No, I think the name changed. Nia dance, whatever, in different school, and he usually does Afro dance.
Okay, big up to homie. But why I bigging you up specifically is because okay, cool. You had music and stuff like that, but for somebody that's not a dancer to go on live and dance with somebody else without anybody else in the room and stuff like that. Respect to you, Jack. Cause you could have said, "Yo, I look like an ass," or "I feel like an ass." I ain't doing this, but you went through. The whole. I went in and out at least 4 or 5 times, and you were still going. So
there was the dance class as well the first day too.
oh yeah, you see, I didn't get a chance to watch the first day because I was helping Gilda with his hosting stuff. So I didn't get a chance to see the first day. But from what I did see, respect to all you.
I have a question.
It's really cool.
What from all the different segments that y'all did, what was y'all's personal favorites?
My personal favorite was Sharianne and her steel pan, hands down. That had given me so much like hit after hit after hit. And nothing sweeter than pan, so I have really enjoyed it.
This is true.
True. For me, I find like that's a hard one because I really enjoyed Ralph's segment, like the whole history thing. Like I a history fanatic, like I could sit down and read about it all day. So I was really intrigued with that one. But I also had love Kenya's segments as well because he was blessed. Also Chantal's segment. I feel like every one of them just have come with like a whole different vibe, you know, and I enjoyed each one of them individually, so it was just like a unique experience. So I really can't pick. Like everything for me was just
I'm not gonna lie to all you. I was a little bit upset because like I put on my IG post, I got a culinary skills of Stevie Wonder, and I was really looking forward to the cooking segment, and I had reached late, so I had missed like the whole prep because I was buying stuff, and then like it didn't thing, so like I had missed that whole segment, and I was upset.
Yeah, but
you
like
could go watch it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it ain't the same.
How the whole
it, was,
Bacabana?
it was supposed to be like doing it together with everybody on the live and all that. So, but I'll probably do it
What
one
was
time.
being cooked? It was Bacabana being cooked.
Bacabana and bami. And
Okay.
from fried. Yeah, that's why I had you see, in my
Pause.
defense, I went by words for the ingredients. So I really was trying to do it. I really did, but I had planned to do it.
Okay, pause. So this man calls me up and asks me, "Yo, Woods,
Yeah, this
You
is
got-
what you
you
bake
got-
with powder.
yeah." He asked me, "You got baking powder?"
I have baking powder, you know.
So he asked me. He asked me that, do I have baking powder? He knows me. I have baking powder. I cook.
That's why I asked
So-
words.
Baking powder.
So I gave him baking powder, but then in my head I was like, wait, this is Sean. Yo, what are you baking? So
That was my reaction too.
so in my mind, it's like, okay, this man got a sweet tooth, so he must be making like pancakes or like a brownie or something. So I was like,
simple.
yo, what you making? Then he said Bacabana, and that just threw me off. Because
Look, yo.
So now you
their-
know who to blame.
No,
Now
no,
you know
fuck,
who's the at
screw that.
fault.
Their reaction to it just shows how I'm not necessarily, known for being in the kitchen, but I just show the dedication I have to following all your life. Okay?
This is the
Yeah.
power that SayLessSis have.
Are
This
you
is
actually?
SayLessSis
Are you?
power.
I was actually going to attempt to make something.
No. If he was going to eat it, is a different question.
hey, baby steps. That's 2021. We in 2020. Let's bit by bit. Okay.
Shout out Kalissa for spitting the truth.
That's very informative.
I don't like the energy I'm receiving from my own
No.
co-host. I don't appreciate it. Are you got room, Celeste? Are you got room? I mean, I feel like I am male. I'd bring a different aspect. I just say it.
Yeah, but you're a whole different type of
So
energy.
you trying to podcast which?
Yeah. I appreciate this energy I get it from my fellow co-hosts. I don't appreciate it.
Wow.
okay, no problem,
Wow.
sis.
Yo,
We're gonna help you with that.
Your boys, fuck you, you scabbing into that.
Listen, you just got to be honest with yourself sometimes. Look, it was probably, if we're being real, it was probably God's plan. He was like, let me not waste these groceries in these corona days.
I mean, if it was my time to go, it was my time to go. At least I wasn't bringing nobody with me. I just saying.
Wow. Need to travel around. You might
I didn't ask all you if you wanted to try anything. Yeah. I did not offer any of the food to you.
Question for the room though. Question for the room though. Other than the cooking segment on the second day, what all was some of the segments? Because there was Kenyo, there was the cooking, there was what was the second day?
There was Sweet Pan Entertainment. There was Ralph again. We also had a workout by Soccer for Growth, so Ray Pantuflet.
Raymond, shout out Raymond.
Shout out Raymond. So.
There was Ashley who did her quarantine meals. There was Sabrina that spoke about she gave an eyebrow tutorial, and there was Alvin, the nail boy, that spoke about like entrepreneurship, and like the transition from Martin to Holland.
There's a nail boy?
Yeah.
Wait. Let's talk about the nail boy. What nail boy doing? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by nail boy. Why? Like he doing like
fool. That's why he's a fool.
No. Honestly, I ask this for legit reason. He doing like nails, like what you would do, go to like a salon and stuff to do, or
yeah, he's a nail tech.
That up here, like he up here, sir.
Yeah.
Wow, he's smart. That's a smart fellow. I ain't gonna lie. This might seem like a joke, and like I'm making a thing, but I wouldn't be. I was thinking by what's something that could be done in this corona times that makes to make a little extra money. I was thinking by
Side hustle.
all these ladies cussing about the nails and their feet. I was like, by that may be something I go into now. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, and that's why I'm asking about nail buy because it was something that was actually contemplated.
Yeah, but he give one-on-one classes, so you can always hit him up.
Uh,
So
I might just do that.
Get him contacts later.
is that? But I had think. Oh yeah, what I was gonna ask y'all after
Another
after the.
question.
Oh no, go through.
Go to Kana. My question was gonna be, what was Ralph talking about the
I
second
can
time?
interrupt 1 minute. Lisa still in the car?
Very good question.
Oh, she's stuck.
It looks like Lisa Freeze.
Lisa, you know,
Right?
just tell me she don't know what happened.
Allah. Tell her try restart her stuff.
Bye, but she
Leave and come back in the call.
Yeah, we can pretend like she ain't leave. Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
But who had the question? Who had the question?
I think King.
What was your question?
Oh, what Ralph was talking about the second time, because I know he gave like a brief intro on some Samaritan history, talking about the different the fact that it was owned by the Dutch and the English and the French, how it changed hands, and he went into some of that the first time. Like, what was the main theme of the second time?
So the main theme was basically like economic development on St. Martin. So he kind of went back again, talk about everything that he just mentioned, but then he spoke about basically the time that he mentioned his cliffhanger was when the government building was burnt down in 1974, and he spoke about how it was led by this man named Willie Hayes from Curacao. Because Curacao, before that, I don't know, 3 years before, the 30th of May, 30th of May, they also had a revolution. She's back.
welcome back.
We pretend, hey, the whole thing was pretend like she ain't leave. Oh, you ain't walking with me, man.
Okay.
Wait. That.
So basically he spoke about, the economic revolution of St. Martin, the effects of it, the effects of the hotel industry, and how St. Martin focused mainly on the making of the dollar and not on the social progression of the people, and that's why we currently in the state that we are in today. And he spoke about the place of immigrants, and how they were like a necessity, how they played a role in our St. Martin society. And and at the end we had a Q&A where people were asking questions about where do you see St. Martin going after this, pandemic, like what other sector we can go in outside of tourism. And what other questions? They had a few curious questions. Oh, like some people were asking, do you think that, should we go back home or should we stay abroad, and, put St. Martin on the map? And also the infamous question of like, what is a St. Martin? That was briefly discussed.
Yeah.
So
Definitely infamous. Yep.
Who are you? Buy that? Them some serious topics there, sir. We ourselves went through so much.
Definitely gotta go check out that one.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta go check out that one because a lot of that is stuff that's right through my back, stuff that I'm definitely interested in. Like those is definitely my type of conversation. So that one for sure, I'm gonna go check out. But do y'all kind of agree with some of what was said?
You mean throughout the history lesson? Yeah. Like,
I think y'all be a little bit more specific with that question, okay?
Yeah.
It's a very broad question.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a specific.
I know.
I don't know if it's the same thing you want.
Everything that the man said.
Kinda
You agree with it or not?
Okay, so when it comes to either going back home and helping better your island or stay away and bring more recognition to it, where do y'all fall on that spectrum? Individually, not as a collective. I can answer this individually.
You go, Lisa. You go. Tag it.
He's like, look, I just throw under the bus.
Damn.
I mean, ideally, I would love to go back home and give back to my country. Ideally, but it really depends on which point in my life I'm in, my career path, the opportunities I have abroad. All of that play a role as into the decision on whether or not I would want to go home. If that makes sense.
It does. It
Mhm.
does. Janika?
Um,
Yeah, don't run. We ain't forget you.
shit. I think I mean I do want to go home, just not now. I feel like I have a lot more to learn, and I feel like my place now is in Holland. Uh, as weird as it sounds,
No, don't sound weird at all. Trust me.
I really do feel like my place now is here in Holland, and I feel like this is like I feel like I could be my best version here, before I go back and give back. Because we all know, like, that was briefly discussed, like the nepotism that goes on back home, and I feel like a few people need to, get out. I know.
Wait.
Get out the
Just to
bubble.
make sure, I understand. Just to make sure we are on the same page here. You mean to say other people need to leave the island for you to go back?
No,
I think she's saying some people need to leave the bubble and experience life
Politics.
outside of
no.
St. Martin.
That's
Yeah.
nah, she's talking about politics.
Hey,
The way things
how
is run
about
on
Oh.
Martin.
how about
There's
Yeah.
some
you
old.
her answer?
That is true.
Listen, I understood where her answer was going. I understood what she was alluding to. That's all I'm saying. I trying to help her out. That's
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. I feel like, some
No
people in
problem.
politics need to get out before we could see a real change. And if before I go down there and, raise my blood pressure, I'd rather stay up here, do what I gotta do. And when they out, go in on a
I-
clean slate.
I don't honestly.
that's a recurring conversation that's happened on this podcast.
Yeah.
Talking
I
about politics and
can't give you
some of the
a.
old heads in there. So it's like, I mean, your take is not unheard of. We understand where you're coming from 100%.
And Auntie Sarah is one of them ones I need to stop.
I wasn't
She,
gonna
she
call no names. Kana,
no,
you decided to go into that bag. I wasn't
I
trying
know
to call no names.
I gonna be the one to do it. Auntie Sarah need to be given more of a support role, of a more bringing up the other ones because obviously regardless of how you feel about her, how you feel about her politics, she knows her stuff.
All
That
right.
cannot.
Quick question to kind of go back to the Insta-Thon thing because
Yeah.
He wasn't having nothing with that.
But before we go all the way over there, I wanted to ask, like, so y'all raised about 1,500. What was the goal? It was for COVID relief, or what is kind of the end plan with the money y'all raise after this whole Insta-Thon thing?
So we wanted to give back, help the people back home who have been affected directly from COVID-19. As you guys know, tourism is the main industry in St. Martin. So a lot of people lost their jobs, lost their livelihood, can't get this done, whatever it is. So we decided to team up with Freegan Food Foundation, who actively goes into different communities and provide meals and other supplies for families in need. And we thought we would just partner with them to give them the money so they can be able to buy more food, provide more food for people who need it.
And what was the name again?
Freegan Food Foundation.
Freegan Food?
So they're a vegan-based foundation.
Hey, Woods people.
Wow, Woods people.
We are the world.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so not necessarily to say that it matters, but did y'all contact them or did they contact y'all?
We contacted them.
And were they like openly about the idea just to jump in, or were they like, we gonna come back to you?
To work with us.
That was dope. That was dope.
You see, y'all giving hope to people out there that some people could come together and do some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
We can.
y'all
Yeah.
How you know, you have to know how
Insta
to
live
approach
examples in real time. That too, that for sure.
But not only
Can y'all speak a little bit on that in terms of things that y'all might have done in particular to reach out to people that helped y'all to get everybody? Because like I said earlier, it is a kind of extensive list of different people in different fields and stuff that y'all got. Was there anything that helped y'all in just kind of easing the process in reaching out to people?
networking. Like that's key. Like we first reach out to the people we know that we cool with. We know that people that knew our brand, and also we send them a Bible story of what we were doing. So we were really transparent. We was like, yo, we contact these people. This is what we doing. Like we give them our whole vision of what we wanted to do. And we just send it off. And we was like, let's see if they answer. Some people didn't.
Fingers crossed.
But I would say, like, especially after our first Insta-Thon, like people were starting to reach out to us to tell us that they wanted to join and they wanted to participate. So that was also easy on us. And I guess seeing that the quality of work that we put out also attracted people to want to work with us as well. So yeah, I think what really helped us just being transparent from the get-go. Like, this is what we want, and we really emphasize the whole thing about Martin people, community, like building that up. That was really reiterating our message, and I guess it persuaded them.
Yeah.
Is there any plans to potentially do a third day or to continue this for longer than the 2 days after seeing it being, if I could say so, to me, it seems like it was pretty successful. In terms of just engagement, how many people y'all had on the different segments tuning in, from that to the amount of money that was raised, is like,
I would
honestly,
say that's an understatement.
Was kind of pessimistic. Like, when I heard the first idea and that it was a fundraiser thing, I was kind of pessimistic in terms of how much people would actually donate. Like, I was pretty sure a lot of people was going to tune in because everybody is at home. It's Corona times and whatnot. People tuning into, people more active on social media, basically. So, like, the engagement in terms of listeners or viewers, I wasn't questioning or worried about that. I was kind of worried about how many people would donate, and I feel like this is more than y'all could have asked for. Although I have no idea what y'all asked for in the beginning, if y'all did ask or expect anything, I guess.
We didn't. We just put it out there. Like, we were grateful for whatever we got.
I'm not gonna lie to all you. I was the same as King. I was like, boy, they're asking Martin people to donate at this type or something. And I'm glad I was surprised, and I'm glad I was proved wrong, because I honestly didn't even expect more than 500. If I have to be really real with all you, I didn't expect more than you to get more than 500. Not to say anything with y'all or how y'all was doing it, but just people, it's a difficult time in general. So not to say people extra friendly with their money, you check. But then when y'all posted how much you actually got, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, because that's
like,
not only.
Is there plans for a continuation?
Yeah.
I mean, this crisis ain't over, anytime soon. But seeing the kind of response that we got from people, even participants, were like, yeah, see you next week. It was like, next week?
No, but see, this is going to be all your problem now.
Is there no way I can convince you to do another thing?
Are you put out good quality?
Is there nothing I can
everybody
say to get
it?
you? Yeah, exactly. All of what kind of saying. And is there nothing I can say to kind of persuade y'all to maybe reconsider to do a third day, or maybe
in June
segment that might not be as long, it might not be as many people or something, but to keep something of this type of vibe going.
Maybe make it a monthly something.
Yeah, do it in June. I got all May to prepare.
Based on the responses that we got from people, I think we're ready, like unofficially having our heads that we will have other lives interacting with other people. May not be per se like an Insta-Thon like the first time, but still go live with other people. For instance, maybe Ralph again, because people really enjoyed Ralph and his history. Maybe partner with somebody for fitness, just to like engage our followers and do something on a more frequent basis. But that to happen anytime before June because of responsibilities.
I mean, that makes sense.
Understandable.
School is still a thing, people.
Yes, thank you, Woods.
Hey, that is the devil. Okay?
But I wanted to say,
that is the devil.
I think it's so cool how the event ended up turning out, and it goes to show that Sima and people can actually come together for a positive goal and actually contribute in such a manner. A lot of times we just always think about the negativity around Simatin, or how we have that crab in a barrel mentality. We talk about it all the time. And this is an example of the opposite. That some of us can actually contribute to a higher cause, to a better cause, and come
that
together.
Ain't Carnival.
Yeah.
That ain't Carnival. So I
Shit.
feel like
You
this
know that
energy.
that's a good segue. Oh, sorry, no, not to cut you off, Rashid. Continue.
I was saying I feel like the more this energy is then put out by Samaritan people themselves, the more it would kind of like grow and spread within, I guess, the people. They're just waiting for somebody to start it, you know?
No, but I on playing off of what Rashid was saying, I respect all you as well, especially going off of what Shanika was saying earlier. She was sick of, or he was sick of seeing people complaining and whatnot on Facebook, and instead of being part of the problem, y'all decided to do
Proactive,
something about it.
Yeah.
taking
And
a proactive approach.
that's the most anybody else that's following and reading them posts on Facebook could ask for, because we don't need nobody else complaining.
Hmm.
So that again, nothing but the most respect and big ups to y'all, because Gilda said it and he said it the best, and I highly agree with him. Not just because I was one of the people he was talking about, but people, St. Martin in general, need to not only big up us in general, but especially more y'all. And I go into more focus on y'all in this point, because y'all did the Insta-Thon, and to me that is the most, that's the biggest way you could give back without being on St. Martin. You check,
Yeah, for real.
and everybody from the newspapers to the bloggers and everything need to be picking up on what y'all doing and be giving y'all more shine, as well as the Lingo
Absolutely.
podcast. But y'all this time specifically, because of what y'all did, nobody else did. Number one, nobody else has done. Number two, and number three, nobody has done it with a genuine care and the affinity for the Samaritan people like y'all did. Like, are y'all even make me feel bad because I got a Samaritan flag in our background, and I feel like I gotta be
You
doing something else.
understand?
So you know what?
You
Next
understand?
podcast, I going to have my flag in the background too. Shit.
This ain't a competition.
No, it's no, but it's not. No, but you see, but this is what me and King was talking about before. It's not a
But
competition.
Kana, you don't see the chains. Is the flags and the chains. You're
Yeah,
missing the entire set with
man.
it. You see,
Look. But hey, I ain't got man.
matching set. You know, matching set.
Man. Why you had to
They
bring that?
got
Now
branded on a lock.
you just
I
make me
mean,
feel more.
I'm just saying
No, I got okay.
consistency.
We have
Consistency in the branding and messaging. They definitely being clear with it. I mean, you got
Yeah,
us beat in that regard. I can't even hate.
is
I
no,
can't even
no,
hate.
but what I was saying towards, is not like we were saying when me and King was saying earlier. It's not to say that it's competition between one or the other. Is one drives the other one to be better, and that's what it's supposed to be. As people coming from a small island like where we come from, that all we got is, if not to be overly like mushy or whatever, however you want to call it, but all we got is each other, especially in this country.
Mhm.
Indeed.
That's all we got. So the fact, and to say, I appreciate the fact that they're doing it, and that, like I said before, it just drive me to want to think to do more and to do other stuff and incorporate. Oh, they did stuff better in our way. So and that's all I could hope as a person and from St. Martin and as a podcaster and somebody who's, I guess, in media. I guess you would call this me being in
Yeah.
media, but.
Yeah.
Anyway, but again, enough respect and shout outs to all you, because y'all definitely deserve it.
Just a kind of closing question
Absolutely.
though. Is there like just I guess after steps now that the Insta-Thon is done, be like updates and stuff posted to the SayLessSis page to keep people updated on like, okay, now that all the money's raised, this is the next step of the freegan food people actually making the meals or whatever. Is that stuff you can share with the people as well, or nah?
I mean, we open to report. The organization itself is very, very, very transparent with every single thing they do. So on their Instagram, on their Facebook, they go live, they have pictures, you name it. So I mean, it ain't gonna be nothing for us to just repost that. So
True.
it's not that we have to like look, follow behind them to say, hey, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, because they put it everywhere, newspaper, radio, you name it, they everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
I was just asking more to see like if this was. I know it's a kind of weird question, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, but whether like this 1500 was like specifically for a certain event that they was gonna do, like, or I don't know, a certain kind of cook up, or it's just this is just additional funding to the like their daily regular activities, I guess, kind of.
It's additional funding.
True. That makes it a little clearer, at least for me. Then I don't know if anybody else had
Yeah,
like
no,
kind of
I
thing
was
in
I
their
was
head, but
actually I was curious about it as well, but I mean stuff like finance and that, I don't feel like that's necessarily a topic to be discussed on like an open channel, because you
I
know how
understand. I understand.
organizations and stuff like that. Cause you know, in this day and age where transparency is key, a lot of people to be giving donations and stuff like that, but then don't really know where the donations was going to. Like
Mm-hmm.
my question would have been like, are y'all 100% sure what it going to, or do y'all know exactly what each dollar or thing going to? But I kind of feel like that might not be my place. So it's like that's when money and
If
stuff
the,
like that is concerned is a little tricky.
if the people seem like they're doing good work, because I'm not, I'm me personally, I'm not familiar with the company and stuff, so I can't judge whether they are or not trustworthy or none of that. I ain't trying to make none of those judgments, but I'm willing to take y'all words for it that y'all have done some research into the company and
Yeah,
are familiar with it and have made some kind of judgment as to whether they seem to be doing what they're supposed to be doing with the monies. Like, I
is
mean,
that
just in
is
general,
that
like before y'all even did anything, like just in general.
Believe in the
yeah
vegans.
But
yeah.
Kana had bring up a pretty interesting point earlier, talking about St. Martin's people importance on Carnival and whatnot, and I felt that was a pretty good segue into a topic of ridiculousness that I believe y'all are aware of. So I'm just curious to see if we can get y'all's take on how do y'all feel about the ridiculousness that was St. Martin Jouvert during the lockdown.
That's a simulation.
On a positive note, when it was supposed to be legal, shout out to Outkast for that Juve day because
Yeah,
Outkast had everybody rocking the legal way in
yeah.
Those
their
people
house
inside,
on
those who
IG
chose to
Live.
stay inside and be
Yeah,
responsible.
Sitting in my house.
yo, Outkast. I this. Let me choose my words carefully because how I was gonna say it would make it sound messed up.
Ooh.
I was so tired, I had to drop sleep. Like there was no choice. So it's not to say that it was boring. I was tired because the laughs I had on that live stream was ridiculous. But how I mean, okay, I guess to get more in detail with King question. Were y'all surprised when y'all heard what happened for the Juve day?
I was shook. I was shook. When I get this message and this video, I was like, Saint Martin.
I thought I was
This
dreaming.
kind
Honestly, I wake up and I see this person on my. I went back to sleep because it was like impossible. This on the internet, like
The best thing was Miss Jacobs reaction. Well.
Well, when she oh,
that was not her. That was a fake
Oh, yeah,
Facebook
that's the
account.
prime
yeah,
minister. For our international listeners and think that's the prime minister they're referring to.
Oh wait, that wasn't her?
no,
man.
Oh, you see, I get catching fake news. Wow, that rough. Even St.
But
Martin is doing this.
it was fake news. It
Yeah,
was fake news. I was unaware.
it's saying it wasn't her. So who was it then?
somebody had created it,
Oh,
but it was
Oh. So it wasn't like nobody from her team or nothing like that. So it wasn't her official account then.
no.
damn, that's
Hmm.
because that was like the best part of the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's a little anticlimactic to be quite honest.
The mystery.
So the part where everybody is locked down and they put a
To
speaker
meet him.
on a car and people would jamming behind the car was not shocking.
Yeah, because that's not a real place. Sim is not a real place.
It's not. But here's the thing, right? I feel like the best part was that man going live, knowing that they're supposed to be doing this, and
The
then
audacity.
jump in. Like I feel like that would have been amazing. Talking about well.
That is the quote of 2020. St. Martin is not a real
Yeah,
place. Because
yeah.
it gotta be true. Like some of the shit you be seeing is like impossible is a real place.
Like we had said, like I had said last week, one of the best parts about this whole Dutch Quarter Juve, the Prime Minister lives in Dutch Quarter.
More people.
Like, was they hoping she'd be like, all right,
Aye.
cool, fuck it, she gonna join? Like, what they were trying to get out of it?
Then you need to understand. It was like go big or go home. You see?
Yeah.
But we know what
But
happened with these guys. Like, did they get locked up or like did they get punished?
okay, so
I'm dead, right?
they
my
I read updates on the front of press briefings that the police chief had. They were like, thank you for those of you who uploaded the video because we will be going through the video and looking at each and every individual and we shall be sending fines, if not arresting people as well. So look out to see people getting locked up next couple weeks.
But you know,
I
the
also,
first one
But you think
to lock up is
lock,
who went live.
Yeah, yeah, them.
but do you think locking them
What
up
are you
makes
saying,
sense?
Shanika?
Like you think
Ah, does lies
No, it doesn't make sense.
I
to
personally
a certain
think it
extent.
makes sense.
Because it right
Like how you
now,
don't knock up somebody like pork chop, like for example. Like,
Yeah, pork chop. Don't listen.
Already.
but
but
he exactly. But I mean, honestly, like look at the people in Dutch Quarter that choose to participate in this juve. You know, like locking them up. First of all, Dutch Quarter people don't respect the ops. They don't respect the government. So
period.
you just gonna turn them more against you. You know, so I feel locking
But
them up is
and
like
it's
what is the
uh,
alternative then?
but
But
Just
let's
celebrate them? Don't do nothing? Like some kind of
no, I
action
don't.
you
I
have to
don't.
take. You gotta do something.
I
but,
agree, but
but
I feel like you got like people in like for example, those are people in the projects. First of all, for example, like I grew up in Dutch Quarter, and you know I've been in those areas,
Oh,
and
them is your people then.
nah, 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 nah. No, I didn't grow up in the projects, but um I do believe that you need to like talk you need to handle your community differently, you know? Like for example, you can't speak to an educated person the same way you're gonna speak to somebody who don't have the same level of education as you know? And for like the people in the projects, I feel like when it comes to this whole corona situation, how many of them you think really understand the repercussions of this virus? Like really sit
I
down.
believe they do. I believe they just don't care. I believe
Because
it's
And
a
why
it's
more
do
not
you think
rebellious,
they
or more
don't care?
rebellious. Because the more
I
rebellious something is, more like, yeah, government ain't gonna tell me what to do. They can't tell me what to do. I's bad man. I's big man. I got bigger balls than everybody else.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
but
it's also
I saw people making the point as well that people are aware in a sense because even in the Juve, there were some people that was wearing face masks, so you know what's going on with Corona. Like
well, that could be their
you wear
costume.
the face mask in Juve.
Hey, but that's true.
Come
Shanika got a
on,
point. It's Juve. That could be the
but
costume as well. We
but
have.
come
Let's
on,
pretend like we haven't
come
seen wild shit
on.
at Juve.
I mean
That's
And
Juve
also, and
Juve
that
face
Listen,
mask is a thing, eh? Like that's not
yeah, but not only that, that could be a joke. That could be a big joke for them. Oh yeah, cool. The prime minister tell us we don't want we ain't having no Juve because of Corona. Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop on a face mask and get on like a ass.
I feel you.
but
yeah,
I
But to
think
me, it's one of those things that it shows that it's some awareness to some degree of what is going on with it. And that was the only point I'm trying to make. I know it wasn't everybody.
I
Because there
believe.
was some people
I
that ain't had no
mean
face mask. But to me, that shows more of
So
like a willful choice to be like, all right, we know it's Corona, we know something is going on, even if we might not understand the full extent and all the potential repercussions, because it's not just for them personally in Dutch Quarter. I could understand that. I get the point where you're coming from 100% Shanika, but my thing is just like the other day, a couple of weeks ago, Woods was going off on this podcast talking about Corona and the people's not understanding the seriousness that this thing is because they, even if it might not directly affect you being an asymptomatic person potentially, that don't mean your grandmother or whoever you gonna be around that might not have as strong of an immune system as you. That don't mean that you ain't putting these people's lives at risk and in danger and stuff like that. So that's more where I'm coming from, where it's like some kind of punishment has to be given out. Like you
yeah,
can't just watch that and be like nothing.
I I was
I mean,
thinking
I
but
think yeah.
Uh, yeah,
okay,
Clarissa.
with facing the repercussions and thing, like you were saying, how the some of these people already don't really fuck with government like that. They don't really listen to them. What I think the problem is, right? If they don't face any repercussions, they're gonna take it even more lax. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that man ain't gonna do me nothing. They ain't gonna touch me. Nothing like that gonna happen." And
Exactly.
not and honestly, locking them up is a better alternative than them getting a fine because this is a time of like economical crisis for a lot of people. You understand? They don't have the money to be spending, and I mean, to be honest with you, them getting locked up is solving the problem. Can't leave if you're locked up.
Well, I
it
also
is and it
can leave themselves
Is
up.
it?
isn't because
I
the
mean,
the thing with putting people in jail in general, this not the jail is not the most sanitized place, especially in the Caribbean.
it's not.
So
Indeed.
if you're bringing people into the prison right now, especially with a virus spreading, the likelihood of a virus breaking up in a prison is very likely. And if you have a situation like that
It's
happening,
small and
Yeah,
heavy.
I assume there's
Hidden.
some sort of procedure in place. I don't think they're just dropping them in with all it.
Number one is Martin, and number two, we're assuming. Let's not do that. let's
That
let's not
wouldn't
do
be
that.
good.
like
I'm like,
in we would love that like the prison system in the Caribbean would be the same as in the Netherlands, but it's not like it's nasty. The prison system is not. It's not
no, I know.
like I don't have enemies, right? But I wouldn't want none of my enemies be in a Caribbean prison.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Some of them could go there, but that's not the point. Um,
Yeah, that's the vegan part of me
But
talking.
for
But
me,
anyway,
I was more focusing on not like the repercussions, but more focusing on the why the people do it. Because I mean, for example, everywhere people backlash. And I mean, like last week, they had some stupid people
They had them
there
in Den
in Den
Haag. They
Haag.
uh,
had Den
yep.
Haag
Yeah,
people
yeah.
protesting
You
about
know,
staying at home.
and the
Nonsense,
thing is, like,
but
I had the same conversation with one of my friends as well, like, as to why our St. Martin people in Dutch Quarter, specifically in other places, decided to rebel. And for her, one of the reasoning she got at, we were just discussing back and forth, was that people saying, like, for example, Dutch Quarter people, they don't respect the government because the government never puts in or invests in that community specifically. They feel like, in comparison to the rest of St. Martin, government never, for example, fix the roads, fix the
Mm-hmm.
sewage, fix the lighting. So for them, they feel left behind. They feel like the government don't care. So whenever the government give orders, of course, these people not gonna respect them because respect goes both ways.
Not saying that is right, but that's a very interesting point.
So
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't
that's
think of it like that.
for us. For us, we were
to me is a
discussing
very valid point.
why the people choose to rebel,
Extremely right.
and we were saying, that you need to take a other approach with these people, and also, like sit down and talk to them, like go into the communities themselves where these people is and go down on their level and talk to them about, yo, if you don't stay your ass home, this is what gonna happen. Your mother, your father, everybody gonna drop down dead. You need to really break it down for people, for them to get it and to show them that you care. And I had to agree
Do,
with her on that point because, yeah,
do
the
you think
squads
that's
is
what she was
definitely
trying with
a
the sardine
community.
speech?
You don't see nothing happening there. Sorry.
Do you think that's what she was more or less trying with the viral sardine speech? Because to me, like the language, Silveria using her language and the way that speech in particular was delivered is like trying to kind of get just not just the Dutch Quarter people, but I mean just the average people on the island in
In
general.
general.
Break it down plain, simple. Stay home. If you don't got this, eat this. Do with what you got. All of that. Like you feel it's
It
just basically
could
that
have
type
been.
of speech that needs to be done, but just going more directly into the community.
I do think so. At least me personally. I think for some people, for certain communities, you need to break it down, especially when you haven't been investing in your community, in your education, none of that. So you
That,
want people to understand you on a certain level.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a very valid point that I didn't even bother to consider. And not to say I give them a little leeway with that, but I
No,
do
of course not.
understand. I do understand a little bit more now that you say that. It is true. No, like nobody can deny that. Like we could say Dutch
Think
Quarter, Belvedere has kind of been neglected. More so, let's say Dutch Quarter, because Belvedere here and there try to renovate.
redevelop,
renovate.
redevelop.
You had a problem too.
I did.
Yeah, I said redevelop like two, three
The thing
times,
is,
girl.
you butchered that word so bad, I wasn't even sure what word you were trying
Me
to.
neither.
So I couldn't
At the
Some
end,
people say
me neither.
interject.
yeah.
But anyway, I know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I could understand that. I could definitely understand that. No,
So,
not
uh,
saying
There
that
are
is thing, but
so
things
I
we
have a
say.
question.
But the problem is, I don't like.
Hmm?
You think it's feasible right now for them to go to these communities and talk to them, especially with this whole lockdown situation that going on in St. Martin? So I don't like. I don't know.
well, I think it's obvious somebody should if they're still having a juve and stuff like that. Obviously,
Uh,
somebody should be doing it. But the question is, who going to?
Yeah, and I mean, even I heard like it was like little children too that was part of this planning. Like, are you gonna lock up like?
Yeah,
Mm,
Samantha
Why?
definitely. I don't think. Okay, let me not say definitely. I
Why you
highly
bringing
doubt
your little
Samantha have
children to
a
the
detention.
Juve?
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic that we could go hours
Why
on
you putting
about.
your little children at risk in the Juve during
Children
Corona
and
time? If
jump
you want
up
to bring
and
them to a regular
carnival.
Juve, that's
It's not.
if you want to bring them to a regular Juve, that's one thing. You could have your own debates about moral implications of that if that's responsible. And like, I ain't here to have that discussion. But I mean, during Corona time, it's a different discussion in my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like,
true as well.
Yeah, but we got any?
I was just gonna
but
say,
I have a question. Do y'all
oh, King has a question.
want to touch on another topic, or we've been here for I believe an hour and a half?
Hour and
Yeah,
a
that's what me and
Things
that's what
get
me and King was. I mean, me and Woods was about to do self.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it, though, King. Good looking out.
yeah.
I mean, it's ladies' choice tonight, so y'all let us know. Say, should we say less, sis, or should we continue saying more?
Whoa, I that King. I that King to create. Hey, the man in a
Yeah.
rapper for no reason. The man in a rapper for no reason.
So should we say less?
We can move on.
No, and not move on. Like we looking to wrap this up. I got any specific thing I want to say to your people, our people, your people, any people?
Oh, it
Oh,
done.
that's what we're doing. Cause
Yeah,
I was
it's
just kind of
12:30. You know, I did promise them maximum hour and a half.
Wow.
I mean, if they're cool,
but did y'all see how
if they're cool with going
fast they went
longer,
though? Did y'all see how fast they went though? Okay,
Yeah. Plus
okay,
with so much opinions and stuff, I mean, it's inevitable. I
yeah.
streamed minutes.
But no, but King, why? I mean, as dope as they are, I know they also got like educational and like academics they gotta do either now or in the morning. So I ain't really want to take them from that. They already, you know, graced us with their presence.
Is that?
So other than that, anything else
Say, like,
specifically you want to say to people or you want to bring up or anything else?
R.I.P. Vapiano.
Oh.
Whoa. I mean, are you want end with a depressing topic? I did.
And things on a light note, but it's a heavy note.
Yeah. I was trying to be all happy go lucky, but if I want to go and get your feelings, I mean, go ahead.
Nothing else on this list is happy go lucky.
Your icon just
At least the one I was looking at. Nothing else on this topic list was happy go lucky.
Yeah,
that's not true. The Insta-Thon
Unless
was
it's
happy go lucky.
I mean, they leaked.
Yeah,
they leaked the ingredients to all of the recipes from Vapiano. So
Not the ones that matter though.
She already beat them.
Lisa already checked
I mean, I ain't checked it yet, but apparently.
No, don't worry, Lisa already tell you. None of them master.
Yeah, so no crema de fungi, nada on the.
Who's the missing?
The basic.
No.
So I guess we could assume, Lisa, you kind of going through it a bit here in the news.
You sound like you're a frequent visitor.
Yeah.
I used to go to the library and, you know, like, the hits. That was the go-to place. And had I known that was going to be the last time I eat there, I would eat a lot slower.
I mean, hey, worst case scenario, you know, we like Notting Hill. So I mean, they still in London.
You're going instead?
Who going where? Not this year. I mean, like later down. Because they based there. Because they'll close in Holland, but they still have Vapianos in England. So I mean,
Vapiano's based.
Well,
Belgium,
wasn't it?
Germany. No, Germany on close down too.
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So if anywhere gonna open up, it would be the base country. So I mean, worst case scenario.
No, for some reason. This is my shit. This is what I'm thinking. For some reason, I would assume the Italian pasta place was Italian, maybe, you know?
So you thought
that was my assumption.
It was authentic Italian food?
Not authentic, but at least it started there, you know?
It didn't have to be that. Like, exactly. And that's all. I thought it was a European thing. Like, that's all.
Don't worry, Lisa.
Like an Italian European thing.
Hopefully. I say you'll find something else, hopefully.
In another world.
But did you... On a positive note, well, if y'all want to share, you know, one or two positive stories, a good memory that you had in a Vapiano.
we could. I
you went there. The food was good, done.
Yeah, I assume you never went to Vapiano, so
Rashid, you got a best story.
yo,
Rashid tried to say, yo, we doing this too long. Let's put
Rashid tried not to incriminate himself when
I
Rashid
think
The
wanted to sleep. Okay, I
restaurant.
Rashid
understand.
hungry. That's why.
No, I'm not.
So you got a story for
Rashid trying to get out before he will come in with some crazy idea, no? I see you. I see you.
Hey, stop it.
Off limits.
Hey, I know, but on the real, we keep going back and back.
Yeah. But honestly, I just go
We
listen
just
to
want to
the
say, thank you for the ladies. If y'all don't have no Vapiano
Yeah,
stories, of course. I
obviously,
mean, if you want to share your
and
Vapiano
everybody else
story,
don't want to
feel free. But I mean, I was enjoying the conversation. That's all. I just trying to. But in any case, we glad y'all here. We glad y'all came and spoke, and we definitely wanted to highlight some of the dope stuff y'all been doing with this Insta-Thon and beyond that with the podcast and stuff like that in general. Like we said earlier many times, we definitely appreciated y'all coming in and starting the thing and being giving us some company in the St. Martin podcast world. Basically, is like we only, and many people have called us the misogynistic podcast and certain stuff like that. So we glad to have the female energy out there.
I mean, I gonna take
rather
that.
an alternative.
I gonna
And
take the blame for that.
maybe you could tell some of those people that your experience at least on the podcast wasn't too misogynistic, because I don't think we did too bad this podcast.
Lord,
So maybe tell some of the other people out there we're not all terrible. But
we're not all
we
lady
glad
haters
y'all
over
was
here. But anyway, like King was saying, much thanks for all you for coming through. We hope, well, I go and say this most specifically for me, but I'm sure all the rest of the crew feel the same. I hope all you continue, and I hope we see an episode from all you soon, damn it.
We hear you, so yes.
Okay.
Listen for the next live stream too. Oh, and he gone again. Okay.
Are you kind of disappeared?
Well,
I mean, I know the man was trying to wrap it up, but
we might just well use this time to wrap it up before you come back.
But yeah, if y'all have any final words to say, I'm gonna give y'all the chance, and then Woods, I could pass it off to you to do the closing of this.
Yes.
But
Well,
Shanika, Lisa.
Yeah, but thank you for having us on you guys' podcast. It was a pleasure. It was fun, to be honest. I didn't even realize the time went by so quickly. Continue with the great work that you guys doing as well. The consistency that you guys have, in the different topics. And yeah, we look forward to seeing whatever project that you guys come up with. That we always here to support you guys.
Same, vice versa.
Stuff, if you have any, ideas, things, you could always contact us. Like we repeated enough times throughout this podcast, there's no competition. There's space for every one of us to win. So
just pushing each other, man. No compliment, just pushing.
And everything Shanika say, we appreciate all that for. Especially the fact that you guys are so consistent, something that we eventually aim to do as well. But yeah, continue to put our beautiful island on the map with all your content. We're here for it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for all the praise. It's all reciprocated back to y'all. So Woods, if you want to close this out.
Yes. So I would like to thank
I give you my job now. You got the outro.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I would like to thank everybody who joined the live stream. I would like to thank SayLessSis for being here and being part of the link up for at least today. King, you got anything to plug before we close up?
Yeah, you're the only one.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one to plug. So make sure to stream the Mistuh King LP, which is out now on all streaming services. If you haven't heard it yet, make sure to go check it out. It's 12 songs, quick run through. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Other than that, that's about it.
And don't forget to, and wait, I got one more plug. Don't forget to, for our people, don't forget to look up SayLessSis. Check out the podcast, check out the
follow them on IG. Check out the live in June. Remember, in June. Check out the live in June. Don't forget your baking soda. Make sure you got a baking soda ready, and follow them on IG and everything. All the good stuff. Okay.
All that what Lisa said. So that's about it. Again, ladies.
Oh, wait. I'm not allowed to plug my thing. King just
No,
assumed he was the only
no
one
cabbage
that got the
allowed.
plug.
No cabbage allowed. Okay, go through.
Anyway, so
Like you don't fuck with me.
so anyone that's into gaming or into like live streaming with DJs and stuff like that, keep an eye out this month. Woods is finally going to show off his DJ stuff and do some live mixing for the people them.
Okay.
Okay.
And for those that love to watch Woods play games, I live stream almost every day on YouTube and Facebook on Woods the Chosen.
AKA he has nothing else to do.
Hey, I mean, other than school, man got nothing to do. Legit. So come through and see Woods do what Woods does. And that's about it. And once again, I want to thank everybody for being here today. And we see y'all.
It was a fun episode.
Hey, King, let me finish just now.
Sorry, my bad. Go ahead, do your thing.
And I'll see y'all the next time we link up.
Bless.
She doesn't have it.